Yeah, it's going, Russ. That I'd come in here to talk about the parallels between at least like four characters. Captain America, Steve Rogers, parallel with John Locke from Lost, the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, Steve Rogers in particular. Both of them were men of faith. Both of them saw opportunities to be the hero, and both are leaders in their own right. John Locke and Steve Rogers, Captain America. And here's the other two. Tony Stark of the MCU always reminded me of Jack. Both men are men of science and don't believe in God, or faith, I should say, sorry. And both were, so that made those two characters butt heads. Jack and John, Tony and Steve. Why it hit so close to home when Tony Stark passed away, because we saw a beloved character pass away before on Lost. Or I don't know. I really loved John Locke and what he stood for. If you could just get past the weirdness behind John Locke of the first season, because in the first season he was like mysterious and might have seemed like creepy or whatever to some people, but like after that he believed everyone was brought to the island for a reason, and that was the truth. Everyone was brought there by Jacob because there was a whole bunch of potential candidates to protect the island and the island's heart. It was a whole thing. If you haven't seen Lost, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for you, but it's been over a decade at this point. It started in 2001, I believe. I'd highly recommend Lost if you haven't seen it yet. It's on Disney Plus, and I do believe they sell seasons in stores like Sunrise or even pawn shops. I looked on Amazon too. They do have Lost seasons. That's the characteristics of each character lining up with other characters. Obviously there's like big differences, like Captain America stands for the United States. That's why he wears stars and stripes. Whereas John Locke always just wore a regular t-shirt like this with a backpack. And Jack was a doctor. Whereas Tony Stark was a tinkerer, somebody who just tinkered with a bunch of different tech, knew his way around tech, and made a lot of Iron Man suits for different scenarios. But I hope everyone's gonna have a good day today. Take care of yourselves. God bless you all. I say that because it's 1:50 a.m. right now. I just woke up on the couch, fell asleep. I just like lined up Jack with Tony because they were men of science. there are other ways that Jack really more lines up with Steve Rogers' Captain America in the MCU. The way he doesn't stop saving others. He just like dives into the fire and saves other people. And he got people off the island. Had a whole plan for the others for a trap, and had two different teams, one detonating the bombs and the other group leading a bigger group to the tower. Plus there was the whole thing of the black smoke taking on the shape of John Locke. Different character, different personality. Was the whole thing. I don't know. It was like weird hearing him say same actor talking about John Locke in a certain way. He's like, John Locke was a sucker. I did do a rewatch of Lost last year, I think in the beginning. And I binge watched from seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pretty quickly, actually. So I have a lot of time in my hands. I think everybody knows that at this point. I think what I will do is do a rewatch of the DC Extended Universe and then the MCU. Only because DC, I just got most of the DC movies. I do like my hard copies every now and then. That's why I get movies from Sunrise on DVD or Blu-ray. Slowly starting to get more Blu-ray into my collection of movies and TV series. I just, cause DVD is like cheaper than Blu-ray. Blu-ray is like $30 to $40, whereas like DVD is more like $20 or $22. And getting both in like one set, DVD and Blu-ray in one case, is like in the middle somewhere, like 25, I think. 25 or 27. I don't know, there's only 15 15 DCEU movies made, and I only own 13. I don't own The Suicide Squad or Birds of Prey. But I remember the plots, the subplots, and character arcs that happened in those movies to remember enough what goes on so I don't have to rewatch those ones. It's weird. I don't know exactly if I have a photographic memory. I just remember a lot of movies and scenes and lines that characters said. You all, everybody. You all, everybody. You all, everybody. We gotta keep moving. Jack and Charlie and Lost, season 1, episode 1. I think it was episode 1, unless it was like episode 2. I feel naked without my jewelry. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.